What is up, my guys? Today I'm doing another, album review. And oh boy, do we have ourselves a masterpiece here. An album that will stand the test of time. Lyrically, production-wise, sonically, top-notch stuff. And forget that this is sung by Corey Taylor with his first solo release. Put that aside. Put aside the Slipknot stuff. Put aside the Stone Sour stuff. This could stand out on its own without any of that stuff. Okay? That's just how good this album is. Okay? Anyway, putting that bullshit aside, this album sucks so bad. I've never heard something so bad in my life. I should probably preface this, my God, by saying that personally, I am not a big fan of Slipknot or Stone Sour in the slightest. I like some tracks off of Slipknot's first two albums, and like, I don't know, a couple other ones off the later albums. That's it. And then Stone Sour, I don't like anything that they do. So, I have a bit of a bias. But I think we can put that aside. If we can put aside the fact that this is only popular because it's Corey Taylor, then we can put my biases aside, okay? But you can't. The album's called Corey motherfucking Taylor. Good God. Really? I hate it when people do that, man. It's like, you gave that to your own self. That's not a nickname you have. There's no way. No way. Unless they're kissing your ass. Sorry. Okay. Put that aside. We're okay. Let's get to the actual meat of the album. The songs. I think, if I remember correctly, 12 songs? 12 songs. That's a bit much. By the sixth song, I was like, why am I sitting here wasting my life away listening to this? I was angry at myself for thinking that this was a good idea. The production sounds like it's in a blender. It's so bad. It's overproduced. It sounds so gross and saturated and just ugh. Like I said, you put it in a blender or something. It's too quiet. The mix. It's like empty. It sounds so. The whole album sounds so white piece of paper-y, if that makes sense. Like, it's just a clean slate. There's no backbone to it. There's no emphasis. It's just random, pointless crap. And, for Corey Taylor to go out there and say, pop music sucks and, metal forever and whatever. He wrote the most generic shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And I'm talking, this is far worse than anything I've heard on any top 40 radio station. Far worse. Do you know why? Because this is so bloody generic. It's so generic. It's like Corey Taylor took Stone Sour songs that were so shit that Stone Sour couldn't even make them. And he just took them to himself, overproduced the shit out of them, put some country twang in there, and then created the lousiest output anybody could make. It's so generic. I look at my pros, man. That's how many. Look at all the negatives. The pros are, you have to tap your foot when you're listening to it. That's the only pro. Do you know why I have to tap my foot to it, though? Because they're so generic songs that I've heard a million times that they've got that earworm. They do the same beat that you hear in every freaking, top 40 country song thing, and it's like, dum, 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 dum. And that's 5 songs have that beat. And it's like, dude, how am I supposed to take this seriously? Honestly. Ugh. It's so... Yeah, I'll go song by song, okay? Black Eyes Blue. So it kicks off Highway 666. And I'm like, okay, this is just some hell-bent for leather, you know, born to be wild type of shit that he wants to do. And it's you know, it's shit, but, you know, it's okay. Little did I know that I wouldn't hear another good song until the very last one. So yeah, Black Eyes Blue, right after that, sucks absolute balls. So cheesy. And what is that chorus? What are those lyrics? I know there's no other way. I know there's nothing more to say. Thank you, Corey. Thank you for providing me the most original lyrics I've ever heard of 2020. I've never heard that before in every single shitty band ever. God damn. That's what you could come up with? All the lyrics are like that. All of them. They're like, dude, what, like, are you trying to bring back a revival of the most generic shit ever? It's not going to work because you're not adding anything. You're not creating anything new. It's just a rough draft of shitty rock and then just make it shittier by putting crap-ass lyrics and stuff. And goddamn, this choruses, every single song, suck balls. I can't even remember what they sound like. I just remember I heard them and I physically cringed. I'm like, you wrote that and you recorded it and you put it on an album? What an insult to my ears. And it's like, it takes itself way too seriously, man. Like, there's so many lyrics in it that sound, you know, personal, I guess. Like, he finding the arts in everyday life or whatever. Like, traveling and stuff like that. But it's like, dude, you're just making, like, American Pie soundtrack music. I don't want to listen to that. If I did, I would go back to 2003. And I don't. Because I was 3. And it sucked. And the music sucked too. I don't want to listen to that. Why are you bringing it back? But saying it's like, oh yeah, this is some 70s shit, man. I grew up with... No, it's not, dude. No, it's not. It's bad. This is like hardcore barbecue shit, you know? Like, you play this in the background at a barbecue with your drunk dad. And you're like... And he's like, oh man, this is the shit, man. Corey Taylor. And then Kansas. What? He wrote that song just because he already wrote the song Iowa? That title was already taken? Some ballad or something. It's so... Culture Head. Everybody dies on my birthday. Dude. You know, I can listen to, you know... I can listen to, like, Typo Negative, for example. And I know they have songs like that. You know, on a couple songs. Like, Everybody I Love Is Dead. There's passion to it. It's not whining. He's saying he doesn't even want it, like, everybody's dead that he ever loved. And this one is just, like, whining about it. Because you're not getting your cuddles or something. At least that one, I could feel the pain. I could see he didn't know how to cope with it, and he needed help. This one is just complaining. And then there's the Maria Fire. Shit song name. It's like you try to make some song that you would hear in like a sleazy noir bar thing. He's got like his fedora tipped in the corner. He's all singing his song and shit. But horrendous chorus, horrendous everything, cheesy ass lyrics. And then Home is the most painful song on the whole thing. It's another ballad. And God, I don't even remember the words. I just remember hearing the acoustic guitar and being like, I'm out, dude. I'm done. And it's like, you know, he put a lot of, you know, emotion into it, but it's just bad. It's just bad. I don't want to listen to it. It doesn't even sound like something I can relate to. It's just cheesy shit. And then the first single, the title track, CMFT, Cannot Be Stopped. I hated that single when it came out, and that is arguably the best song on this whole thing. God. Corey is a talented singer. I think he is. And even though, for the most part, he writes really cringe lyrics for Slipknot songs, they work with the music. This is just bad lyrics for the sake of badness. There's no originality to this. There is no good quality about this. The only reason this ever got released is because Corey Taylor's name is on it. If somebody underground tried to put this out as a debut, they would be mocked into obscurity. This is an absolute piece of trash album. The only thing I can say that seems redeeming is it sounded fun to record. It was fun to make, and I'm sure it was. But if you're going to sit here and listen to this and try and take this album seriously, you can't. Because it's just so unrelatable, it's so bland, it's so rip-offy, and it's just so stupid. I hear every single song, and I'm like, this is the cheesiest, most painful shit I've ever heard in my life. But I think the thing that really drives it home is it's so oxymoronic for Corey Taylor. Sorry, the thing cut. Anyway, it's oxymoronic for him to be like, oh, screw pop, screw the radio, screw this, and then he puts out this piece of shit. So I absolutely hate it. You guys can totally disagree with me. In fact, I want you to argue against my point and tell me how this is even good. I hate this album. 1 out of 10. 0 out of 10. Whatever the worst rating is in the world, that's what it gets. Absolute shit. I would recommend not listening to it. Avoid it at all costs. Man, this thing blows dick hard. So, tell me what you think about it. Because I absolutely hate it. It's a waste of time to listen to this. It's only popular because Corey Taylor made it. Corey Taylor from Slipknot. Yeah, man, this album sucks. Tell me what you think. Disagree with me, do what you're gonna do. I want to hear your opinion because I can't stand this album. I think it's bad. Really, really, really bad. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is my first, real negative review, so I don't know, man. That's, ugh. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Do not listen to this shit album, and I will see you next time. Stay heavy, and stay safe.